What's going on, guys? TTO here. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 plays for Monday Night Football tonight. Today is 10/2/2023, so October 2nd. We have the Giants versus the Seahawks. Should be a good matchup. Quite a few props I actually like today, even though it is only one game. So really excited to get into this. Unfortunately, no MLB today. I do apologize for not having a video yesterday. It was the first day in a while that I haven't had a video. Feeling kind of sick. My entire family's feeling kind of sick, so I just didn't have the time to make a video yesterday. But if you guys are interested, you can sign up to PrizePicks, Underdog, or Sleeper using code TTL for a 100% deposit match. Underdog, you'll get a match all the way up to $500 for free. So make sure to check that out, guys. And before we do get started, if you're interested in getting access to every single slip that I personally play, this includes PrizePicks, Underdog, and Sleeper, as well as sportsbook bets. Go sign up to the Patreon, become a VIP. It's only $20 a month. It's an insane value for that. We do VIP only live streams, VIP only watch parties. We do VIP only giveaways. Tons of stuff, access to tons of stuff, tons of value for this $20 a month. So highly recommend that. We do everything, guys. Make sure to go sign up. That link is going to be in the description and in the comments down below. And let's get into these picks, guys. So one of my top picks of the day is actually Geno Smith over 13.5. I actually had him at 13.5 rushing yards. This has bumped up to 14.5. I'm still going to take that at the 14.5 number. Still loving this. We can take a look at our partners at Outlier, and we can see on the trends chart that Geno Smith has exceeded 14.5 rushing yards in 11 of his last 14 games, with a 20.3 rushing yards per game average, which is 79% of the time. And then when we go to Outlier itself and we actually look at Geno Smith, we can see over 14.5 rushing yards. The Giants are terrible against rushing yards. They allow 138 rushing yards per game. Geno Smith only needs 15 to get over this number. He's went over in one of his games this season thus far. He got 6 that first game, 20 the second, and then -4 the third. I'm liking this versus the Giants today. I'm personally going to take this. I love the way that this looks today, and it's one of my most confident plays of the day. Again, I apologize if I have to pause or anything like that. I'm not feeling too well, but I wanted to make sure I didn't go 2 days in a row without a video. Next on the list, I have Matt Breida under 48.5 rushing yards. This is on the opposing team, the Giants. 48.5 is a lot for him. And if we take a look at the trending chart again, we can scroll down until we see Breida. He has failed to exceed 48.5 rushing yards in 18 of his last 19 games, 95% of the time. 13.6 rushing yards per game average. And when we take a look and we look him up, we can see that the Seahawks are actually really good against rushing yards as well. They only allow 79.3 rushing yards allowed per game on average. It's around -150 odds on sportsbooks, -151 on Caesars. And we can see that in 2023, he stayed under in all 3 of his games thus far. I'm really liking this spot for him, taking the under 48.5 rushing yards. Loving this spot for him today. Next, we have DK Metcalf, and I am taking his over 61.5 receiving yards. We'll take a look, scroll up on the trending chart really quick. DK Metcalf has exceeded 61.5 receiving yards in 5 straight games on the road, with an average of 98 receiving yards per game. And when we take a look and we search him up, we can see that it's around -140 to -154 odds on sportsbooks. You get around -135 odds on PrizePicks. So I really love this play. I love it a lot. The Giants are 16th in the league for receiving yards allowed. They're averaging 227 receiving yards allowed per game. So they're like middle of the pack. In 2023, he's went over this in 2 out of 3 of his games. The first game he got 47, second got 75, and then last game he actually got 112. I think he soars over this 61.5 receiving yard line. I love it. I'm playing this in power plays as well. All 3 of these you can play in any power plays that you would like, or you can just play them in flex plays depending on how you would prefer. Next in the list, I have Daniel Jones under 230.5 passing yards. This is 229.5 on Underdog, 228.5 on Sleeper. So I do like taking it on PrizePicks the most here. We can take a look and we can see that on the trending chart over here, he has failed to exceed 229.5 in 16 of his last 20 games with 200.8 passing yards per game average. And when we take a look and we search him up on here, we can see under 229.5 passing yards is around -115 to -125 odds. I will say passing yards allowed for the Seahawks, they're ranked 32. They suck. They allow a lot of passing yards, 328 per game on average. That's the only reason I'm iffy on this. We can see that he has stayed under in 2 of his 3 games this season. He got 104 that first game, 137 last game, and then 2 games ago he got 321. Hopefully he doesn't have a game like that again today, but I'm really liking the under 230.5 here personally, and that's what I'm going to take. And then the last play of the day is actually better on Underdog. Again, if you're not signed up to Underdog, use code TTL, go sign up and make your first deposit. You'll get a 100% match up to $500 completely free. But I'm taking the under 65.5 rushing yards for Kenneth Walker III. This is at 66.5 on Underdog, so I like it better there. But I'm loving this play today. We can take a look at the trending chart again. He's failed to exceed 64.5 rushing yards in 4 of his last 5 games on the road with 53 on average. And then when we take a look and we look him up over here, we can see his rushing yards under 66.5 is around -120 odds. Now I will say the Giants allow a ton of yards. They allow 138 rushing yards per game. But Kenneth Walker stayed under this number in 2 out of 3 games this season thus far. He got 97 last game, but I don't think he's going to do anything like that again tonight. I'm taking the under here, especially at 66.5 on Underdog. So just to go over them again, we have Geno Smith over 13.5 or 14.5 rushing yards. Matt Breida under 48.5 rushing yards. DK Metcalf over 61.5 receiving yards. Daniel Jones under 230.5 passing yards, and then Kenneth Walker under 65.5 or 66.5 rushing yards. Love all 5 of these plays. Feel free to power play them however you would like. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment if you're going to tell any of these, and I'll see you next video.